Are we at war? Yeah. No, I want to hear it. Are we at war? Yeah. Are you prepared to take this to its ultimate conclusion and destroy the deep state? Yeah. Root and branch? Yeah. Do you understand what a historic week this is? You know why it's a historic week? Because of you, and you, and you. This is what they fear. They fear not just a electorate that is informed, but an electorate that says, no longer are we just going to sit there and take it. You are an awakened army.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and the nightmare of Turning Point USA's AmFest continues with the usual suspects of the MAGA GOP. Steve Bannon, who was found guilty of contempt of Congress, was a headline speaker at the event Tuesday, and he wasn't too worried about mincing words.
Is there any substitute for victory? Are you sure about that? Are you going to submit? No. Are you going to comply? No. Are you subjects? Are you citizens?
Referring to the crowd as an army and encouraging them all to describe the tensions in America as, quote, war, Steve Bannon clearly has no regrets when it comes to being on the wrong end of potentially inciting violence. And no one in the MAGA cult seems to be very cautious when it comes to inflammatory rhetoric. But that's the point, isn't it?
Trump won. You're damn right he won. And Trump won big. If we're prepared to accept that, you're prepared to be a subject. You're prepared to comply. You're prepared to get on your knees to the administrative state. Are you prepared to do that?
Nothing about Bannon's speech or the point of AmFest has anything to do with solving problems. It's all about pointing fingers and blaming the other side. Not once did Bannon suggest a policy proposal to better the lives of the people in the crowd. He instead used a bunch of fiery and scary language to make them think that Democrats are trying to control their lives and their freedoms. And again, there he is on that stage, missing the irony of the GOP being the party that loves to strip away rights and freedoms over personal choices, just not the ones they think their God agrees with.
Do you understand how much fear that puts into them? If we don't take on the administrative state, if we don't take on the deep state, and I mean take it on, we got to force this omnibus out, and we have to zero the FBI. We have to zero the Department of Justice. We have to zero the Department of Homeland Security, and we have to zero the Central Intelligence Agency.
Bannon also couldn't resist spreading the big lie and still just talking political bullets for Donald Trump, because that is now his personality. Even though this past week he seemed pretty embarrassed about those NFT cards Trump put out.
Official Donald J. Trump NFT collection right here and right now. They're called Trump Digital Trading Cards.
Okay.
These cards feature some of the...
I can't do this anymore. He's one of the greatest presidents in history, but I got to tell you, whoever, what business partner, and anybody in the comms team, and anybody in Mar-a-Lago, and I love the folks down there, but we're at war. They ought to be fired today.
He goes on to essentially say that the crowd, the MAGA cult presence, must dissolve entire agencies and departments of the government by, quote, zero them as institutions. Now, I don't know what he means by that, but I would imagine he's leaving room for some deniability in the instance that more agents get attacked by crazy right-wingers at the behest of Trump and his delusional allies. Steve Bannon is not different than any other nutcase in this cult, and they are praising him. I can't explain the insane point that our country is at. There were people who serve in Congress at this dystopian event, and they agree with these people. And this was a multi-day event. This spanned the last few days where people on stage just yelled at the audience about how the same party that wants to expand health care and raise wages are coming for your kids and your Bible and your guns. Here's a real question. Why is Steve Bannon at an event and not behind bars? Oh, that's right, because he gets to appeal his contempt on Congress. us. But he's up there on the stage talking about the deep state and the elites and how they all get more special treatment than the crowd, except Steve Bannon and all of his rich buddies that ripped off Trump voters. You know, they're also receiving the rich guy treatment. Just more and more irony from Trump land, and they never seem to get it, do they? Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.